This is Bob Orr in Washington, where federal investigators are scouring the troubled history of 88-year-old shooting suspect James Von Brunn, an anti-Semite with a lifelong grievance against the government, who found allies on white supremacist websites. On his own site, holywesternempire.org, Von Brunn promotes his internet book, Kill the Best Gentiles, a new hard-hitting expose of the Jew conspiracy to destroy the white gene pool. Chapters are titled The Holocaust Hoax, The Negro, and the Aryan Force. In writing fondly about Nazis, Von Brunn claims Hitler, as American boobs are beginning to learn, was not all wrong. Von Brunn, who claims to be a genius and a U.S. Navy World War II veteran, spent 6 years in federal prison. He was convicted for breaking into Federal Reserve headquarters in Washington in 1981, armed with a revolver, sawed-off shotgun, and hunting knife. Von Brunn said he wanted to kidnap Fed Chairman Paul Volcker for failing to curb rising interest rates. He later ranted, "Remember the Federal Reserve Act gave Jews control of America's money." Police and federal agents today converged on Von Brunn's apartment complex in Annapolis, Maryland, looking for potential evidence. But he's moved around in white supremacist circles, living for a while in Hayden, Idaho, the same community that was home to the founder of the Aryan Nation. The Holocaust Museum shootings came just 11 days after another hate crime, the murder of Kansas abortion doctor George Tiller. The suspect, Scott Roeder, is described as an anti-abortion rights radical. The violence underscores a troubling trend. In the past 8 years, the number of hate groups in America has exploded, up more than 50%, from 602 in 2000 to 926 last year. Now, police say Von Brunn apparently acted alone in carrying out the attack today at the Holocaust Museum. And police say they know of no other targets, but they're keenly aware that the hatred he spewed is at the very base of a wider, ongoing threat. Katie?
And Bob, what role has the internet in general played in the proliferation of these radical groups?
A huge role. The internet has been called the Wild West. It's a place with no rules. You can go there to validate the craziest idea. Police say it's the #1 driver for hate groups, for extremist groups on both sides, and even for terrorist organizations.
But having said that, Bob, these sites must give law enforcement some pretty powerful leads.
Well, they do. Of course, I'd like to close down some sites. The First Amendment stops that, but police do monitor the sites. And in the case of terrorists, intelligence officers use it regularly to track what terrorists are up to and the kinds of things that are being talked about in open forum. So it does have some value.
Anything else, Bob, you can tell us about the suspect, for example, what he did for a living?
Apparently a lot of things. As far as we can tell, he grew up in Missouri. He moved around, lived around white supremacist enclaves. At one time was a real estate agent, didn't do very well, blamed the government for rising interest rates. In recent years, he's been a writer and an artist. You can buy paintings on the internet. Katie?
All right, Bob, we're in Washington. Bob, thanks very much.